morning, guys. It's beautiful. It is hot. It's warm in the sun here. I wouldn't mind getting back in the air conditioning. You can hear, maybe you can't hear it, I don't know, but I got the generator running to get the air conditioning going in the trailer again. She is plenty warm. I'm gonna clean my lens here a minute. There, I don't know if you can tell the difference or not, but it looked like it was a bit dirty. So, yesterday, so we came home at what, 2:30 this morning, I think. It was a late night. Most of us slept. Anissa drove home, and I was kind of in and out, sleeping, dozing, waking up. Made it home again. We spent the day on the island yesterday with the realtor. We toured 3-4 different properties. The one we really liked, well, there's two of them that are interesting. One's a 75-acre piece. There's not much farmland there. Like it's fairly rocky. There is soil in spots, and there is grass growing in spots. You could graze some, but it's not farm material. But the price reflects that. It's very cheap. It's got a nice vantage up on the hill, and you can see. And there's loads of maples up there. Nice, cute little cabin, maybe like a 30 by 30, 30 by 40, well, 30 by 30, probably something like that. Cordwood cabin. We've looked at it before. Actually, it's in one of our videos. So we took a second look at it this time. We went in and looked at the buildings, and we hiked the property, and it's actually a nice little spot. 78 acres, actually, I think it might be. So very attractive, and the price, like I said, it's cheap. It's very reflective of what's there.
Okay, so we thought we'd take another look at this one. We got to go inside as well. It's actually a cute little spot, but it'll need some work, definitely. Reminds me of a little cottage, eh?
Yeah. So the fridge isn't solar, it's just it plugs into the, whatchamacallit, like the solar is running that inverter, and the fridge is plugged into the inverter. Okay. Which is fine. That's a very neat little cottage. I found a spring fed pond in my Westwood.
Did you? Very good.
You said there is a fence on that side, and I walked far enough to find a cedar rail fence over here.
Okay, yeah, there'll be a fence there too. That would
And
be.
then there's one here.
There's one there, and I think there's one along the back there.
Okay, well this one would have eventually made it to the back, I think, because it runs on an angle, right?
Okay. I think.
And the hunting stand.
So right in there is a pond. It must be spring fed. I've seen the other side too. There's no, it's just a random pond. And it's bone dry here. Is actually rock. There's a massive maple. Go stand in front of that, Wes. That is a big tree. That goes way up. Pretty cool. Okay, I don't know if you can see it from here or not. There is a fence. Oh, I'll see if I can find it again. I did see one. Right down there. If I can zoom in. There, see the fence? That's the cedar rail fence. That would be the border of the property as far as we know. A lot of it is extremely rocky, but beautiful. There is patches of dirt here and there, and for grazing of it, okay? And you got these cool trails and stuff here. Loads of cedars and some amazing, like big maples and oak trees and all sorts of cool things. So this is definitely pretty scenic coming up through here. And then you get lots of those junipers. Obviously the dirt's not very thick here. Nice little trail and its openings. You can see beautiful trees here, but like I'm talking big ones that I can't get my arms around are in here as well. So we looked at that. We looked at another one that we didn't really like. It's on 50 acres, close to where the 200 acres that we really want. It's right down the road from there, and we've looked at it before too, but we had never been in it. It's a white house on the corner.
Okay, we're back at this one just to check it out again, see what it looks like inside. So I'm just sitting here editing, and I realized that I didn't get any of the inside of that property. I just got the outside. So we took a look at it. As soon as we opened the door, it was just so musty and moldy. I couldn't barely even breathe in there. It would have been great for a flipper, right? We could redo it, remodel it. Huge house, but it was all paneling, all dated. We later found out from a different realtor that it was only on a 2-acre lot right at the corner, and then the other 50 acres actually wasn't attached to it. It was like down the road quite a ways. So in order for us to get to our critters or our animals, it's just not very practical or anything. So beautiful shed on it, or the garage was a beautiful newer garage. It was nice. It's just not for us at all. We weren't feeling it at all. So.
And then there was a 400-acre hunt camp. Oh, before that there was another one on the side of the road we were going to look at, but it actually sold the night before we came, so we didn't even bother looking at it. And then we looked at a 400-acre hunt camp. Absolutely fell in love. It is just stunning. We came in from the north through the bush. It's not much of a road. We would have to maintain that in the winter ourselves. Come in there, and then there's like a 30 by 40 cabin on it, 2 rooms, 2 bedrooms I guess, and then 1 great room where you'd have your living room, dining, and kitchen. And then on the outside there's a sauna, nicely built, and a little storage shed and an outhouse. And that's all that's there, but just a beautiful maple bush. It's all pretty well maple and oak in there. Very stunning, very scenic, beautiful. Just fell in love with it. Checking another property out. This is a pretty cool hunting camp. 400 acres of bush, other than it's got these buildings. So that is a little cabin, kitchen, and bunkhouse and stuff. This is a bit of a sauna, which is kind of neat. Wood supply. And I don't know what's in there. A little shed. There's an outhouse back here. Yeah, it's kind of neat. It's a big piece. It's a long ways in. It is very, very remote. I don't know if you can see through here or not. I'll try it. But there's a bit of a sauna in there. Just kind of cool. The house we haven't been able to get into yet because I can't find the lockbox isn't working for the key. The realtor can't get in. So once we get that open, I guess we can see the rest of these things. But 400 acres of cedar, maple, a whole variety of different trees by the looks of it. It's kind of cool. It's good cell service here at least. So that's nice. That would be handy. This is on Manitoulin Island as well. So we've looked at a few properties here on the island again today of interest, and this one popped up, so we thought we'd take a look at it. Hey buddy.
Hi.
Front steps going up. Apparently this is porcupine damage. You can see some quills laying here. So some porcupine's been climbing up here chewing.
I collected.
So it's a nice little little porch, I guess. It's actually relatively large inside. There's a little kitchen area. No running water. Propane stove. And but it's fairly large in here. It's actually a very large room. Nice fireplace. Or it's not really a fireplace, I guess. Wood stove with a nice stone backdrop though. I really like that. I've always liked fieldstone. And then 2 large rooms with 2 monkeys in it. Are you guys monkeys? Hey, 2 large rooms. A little dark in here. There's only solar, or no, it's not solar, only generator to power the lights. But large room there. That'd be like, oh, I don't know, 4, 8, 12, 15, probably 15 by 15, something like that. And then here too, this one looks a bit bigger. Another big room. And then you just have this main area. So more than enough room. It's kind of neat. Like long term we'd want to add on, of course, but to get started it would easily work. I think we could definitely make do. And then the sauna here out this side is a sauna. Wood pile I showed a bit ago. That's got a generator and some other storage in it. And then the outhouse is in behind there. So, and that's it for clearing. The rest is all bush, the whole property. We got, like I said, it's 400 acres. So there's 100 here, and then there's 100, 100, and 100. Price is right, and supposedly all 400 acres looks like that. So on the way out of the property, we spent a lot of time there looking around and thinking, and on the way out, we flagged the realtor down. We were following him out and said, yep, we're going to take it. We want to make an offer on that. So very, very excited to buy that, put a good offer in. We followed him to his house and signed the papers, and then to his office, print the papers, actually sign them there. And I'm very excited. We decided then we got offers in, waiting, that'll have to take its course, and the closing would be July 3rd, I think. So that would be coming up pretty quickly, which would be nice. And it's basically something that could be moved in right away. We could live in there, and then we could build a barn and start from there. There's enough timber on there as well, and we could sell firewood and maple syrup and you name it. Beautiful piece. After that, we decided to go back to the property, and we came in from the south side, and you can't get to it really. There's power line road there. So we cruised up there. There's like a four-wheeler trail, and you can take it with a pickup truck. We took it with our van. It's pretty bumpy, but it works. And we cruised up underneath the power lines for about 2.5 kilometers before we had to park the van. We couldn't drive any farther, and we walked the rest of the way. And you're up on the escarpment at that point, looking. And if you go another 1/2 kilometer, you get to the bottom end, the south end of that first 100 acres of maple bush we looked at. And then it drops down. You can't not drive down there. It's a steep drop down and just stunning maple bush from there on out. The problem was the first 300 acres, all we could see is tabletop rock. It is like smooth rock with 4 to 6 inch cracks. In the rock, and some cedar trees growing on there, some poplar, not hardly a maple at all. I think I seen one oak tree up there in the search that we did, and a handful of maples. The rest is cedar and poplar and just rock. There is no topsoil up there. It's just rock. And so we looked through most of the first 100 acres, just walking through the bush back and forth. And you can walk just about everywhere, because I mean it's like there's rock. There's no vegetation in there. There's no small bushes like we have around here. So we walked and walked and walked and walked, trying to find some land. You can imagine our excitement went from a very high to a very low as we realized we had just put an offer on 300 acres of rock and 100 acres of niceness. And yeah, we tried to talk ourselves into thinking, oh, it's still going to be good, it's still going to be nice. But at the end of the day, we were hoping to be buying 400 acres of maple bush, not 300 acres of rock, and 100 acres of maple bush. So we actually canceled the deal on the way off the island late last night. We called the realtor back up and said, no, we're going to pull the plug on this offer, because that's not what we were expecting it to be. So he was going to look into it, because he didn't think we were looking at the right place. And this morning he called me and said, yep, no, you're right, it is all rock up there. There's still a possibility of buying it, selling that 300 acres off again to someone else as a hunt camp, which it would be suited for that. It's just never be suitable for farming. And so selling the 300 off and keeping just the 100 as a farm. The price would be okay for that. The problem there is there's no other farmland available in that particular area, and probably never will be, because it's heavily treed area. You would have to bring feed in, any bales in, which we were expecting that until we can clear enough land to grow our own feed. But having 400 acres would have been that much more of an appeal as far as pasture. Only 100 acres. Yeah, there's nothing there that we could subdivide down the road for our children and that they could farm on, a homestead on. It would just be that 100 acres. So yeah, that's very disappointing, and we kind of went home feeling that way. It's incredibly hard to be patient, like we should be. We're supposed to be patient in all things. I was once told a quote, which I was reminded of today, talking to somebody, and basically, I don't know if it's a quote or not, or whatever, it's a saying or something like that, but patience is a virtue seldom found in women and never found in men. And anyway, I had to laugh about that, because yeah, it's something that we struggle with. I don't know if we struggle with it more than women or not, but I know I have shortness of that. I mean, We want something now. We want it today. And waiting on the Lord is it's tough. It's hard. He knows what's best for us, and we know that. It's just how do you know? Like, maybe are we missing something? Has He already told us what He wants, or has He already kind of showed us where we should go or what we should do? It's difficult. It's tough to figure that out and find out what's the best. You know, when you find a property that, hey, this is the one, then it doesn't work out because, you know, either buddy doesn't want to sell or it's just too much money or whatever the reasons might be. So yeah, it's been discouraging. We're trying to keep our chins up. We're very thankful. I mean, many of you have been praying and just saying very thoughtful, encouraging things to us and helping us out in that way, and we just super appreciate that. It is kind of nice to actually have a YouTube family to share some of that stuff with. So, but yeah, our search continues. We're not giving up. We still really love the island and seen some amazing spots again yesterday. We've kind of talked to the realtor a little bit about a few what looks to be abandoned farms that we passed by. I mean, the buildings are still being used, but not the houses. So, you know, I don't know if somebody has bought it and just doesn't need the house, or if they're renting it out or whatever. Something the realtor could look into. And then the farm that we really want, this guy owns, he still would like to sell. He just doesn't want to sell now, or he doesn't know that he wants to sell, or it's kind of frustrating that way, because she's been working with him for a while and bringing people through because he would like to sell, but he doesn't want to sell. And the main reason is because he grew up there. He's been there his whole life. His parents were there. You know, he doesn't know anything else. He's never been off the island. He's never gone anywhere else. And I totally understand that. Where else would he go? I get that. But if he wants to sell, I'd like to buy. You know, we can make something work out, I'm sure. So we're still hoping and praying that will work out. But at this point, we're right back to square one. We have nothing figured out, and camping continues, I guess. So your thoughts are greatly appreciated. Anyway, there'll be some footage in here about of the properties that we looked at, and that'll be it for today's video, I think. So thank you all for watching.